Welcome to the pre-show. Welcome to the How's everybody doing today? This show goes on too long, I'll pass out.
Oh yeah, how are you feeling after COVID? Are you recovered?
Yeah, I mean, I've got some congestion, still, slight cough, but, school started today, so I've gotten about 5 hours of sleep, and I'm gonna probably get another 5 hours tonight, so that's not gonna bode well. In the long run, that's gonna be bad. Hey, Billie Eilish, where's Billie? Where's Billie Eilish? Feet. We're here for the feet. Soraya the Ranger, thank you for the resub. Yeah, doing better. It's just got a little bit of congestion. Minor cough. Black Cloud is here, finishing the ranting hour minutes ago with Goose, Blartanian, and Nidre from Footip. Jam-packed, star-studded episode. Summon Biscuits, thank you. How goes it, everyone? Going good. Going good. Excited to be here. Indolent Lard is excited about feet. See if you can guess all the references. I put them, I think, in order. Maybe not quite in order. DC is the dream team. Woo. Sally Bell has resubbed with the derp 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 derp. Everybody check out TonberryTroupe.com. Sully Bell, the belly cell of the Tonberry Troupe. Polaris is here. Well, hello. Hello there. Hello there. Armpits are better than feet. No, I didn't mean that they were in. I didn't mean they were in order of preference. I meant they were in order of what we were talking about tonight. I wasn't. I don't even know what half that means. What do you mean? It's not a tier list. The title is not a tier list. The body parts. What? What are we talking about? We're talking about content in the game. Well, and one question we got. That's not content related. Remember, you can ask your questions in our Discord if you'd like. They can be serious. They can be ironic. They can be sardonic. They can be forged in stars by Chipzel. Multiracial Lion is here, who is not on the Ranting Hour. Speedy Ultra, also not on the Ranting Hour. You play any of patch 6.2? No. Speedy, I am... Where are we? We beat the Tower of Zot, and I got COVID from Cindy. And so I just saw... Spoilers. I just saw some dude blow his brains out. So if you've played Final Fantasy XIV and Endwalker, you probably know where I am. Assuming that doesn't happen multiple times throughout the game, which it might at this point. So that's where we ended on Monday. Hold on a second. This is the same chat as the Ranting Hour. No, I'm not on Realm Reborn. We have finished Shadowbringers. We are in Endwalker. We have beaten the first dungeon in Endwalker. We are headed towards the second dungeon, which apparently is a Seymour themed dungeon. Or is that a raid? There's like a Anima Seymour looking kind of thing. That's fun. I thought everything was Final Fantasy IV theme, so I'm gonna jump out to...
Everything's FF10. Just the first engine was Mega Sisters.
Oh yeah, they are in Final Fantasy X.
That's where they come from.
Not originally. Well, the Magus sisters, but yeah, no. You fight them in Final Fantasy IV first, right?
I don't know.
Looking it up. Yeah, Final Fantasy IV. You fight them in the Tower of Zot, obviously. What are you talking about? Rolling me. Fell right into it. I fell right into it. I fell right into it. Yeah, no, the theme. Yeah. The fiends. Fee fi fo fum. GOCO came home.
It's GOCO.
I don't know. I was just reading chat. And Ragnarok's here. Wait, what? Wait, what? Excalibur? Yeah, it is Wednesday. Yeah, the Crystal Chronicles has been running longer than the Ranting Hour. Easy to tell because the Crystal Chronicles is on episode 205. The Ranting Hour is on 61. I believe the live stream is on 52 this coming week. So yeah, that's how numbers work. That's how numbers. No, it is Wednesday for all of you. Tree Boy, thank you for the subscription. What are we ranking? Oh, how would you rank the Magus sisters? Well, Cindy gave me COVID, so she is at the bottom of the tier list. I think Cindy, Mindy, Sandy? Is that the three of them?
Cindy, Mindy, Sandy. That sounds right.
Yeah, Magus sisters. We got Mindy, Cindy, Sandy. Well, Mindy is a child, so that's awful. Children are bad. Cindy just lousy with COVID. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I mean, Sandy's a Lancer. That's cool, I guess. That's something. Yeah. Yeah, Final Fantasy X, they're freaking bugs. In Final Fantasy XIV, they got fancy names. Sindurava, the Bear of Wisdom. Sandurava, the Bear of Prosperity. And Mindurava, the Spirit of Ingenuity. There you go. They had a good look. They had a good look. I liked them in Final Fantasy XIV. They're also in very anime-esque. Woo! Google Final Fantasy Dimensions 2 Mega Sisters.
Oh,
all you freaks. all of you simps, because they are full on anime in Dimensions. They got a whole like harem thing going on. Ooh.
wow! What the heck?
Yeah, no, look up right now. Let me see if I can. Let me just pull it up here.
They turned the fat one super busty.
Yeah, she is.
Moved all the fat up.
She is thick. I think that's how the kids say it. Cindy is thick. Yeah. Very different interpretation of the Magus sisters in Final Fantasy Dimensions 2. Oh, wow. Wow. Yikes. Tier list.
Wow, what is this? I just saw a Twitch ad for a new credit card for gamers where you accumulate mana points when you use it to pay for things. What the fuck?
Can you use those? Oh, thank you, Tree Void, for the resub and the gifted sub to Goose. Check out the Tree Void hour. So I can. What do you use mana points on?
So I'm trying to figure out like what
What do I do? What do I do with mana points? Do I tap them to summon monsters? I'd sign up for that. Tap them to summon the Magus sisters. Ho ho! Am I right?
I lost the credit card already because it was a quick Twitch ad. Oh, here we go. There's a mana credit. It's by Visa. You earn mana points through a debit card, and what do you spend them on? Let's see. You can spend them on Xbox gift cards, PlayStation gift cards, First Blood Premium subscription, Surfshark VPN subscription, Discord Nitro subscription, and is that it? What the fuck? Why would you get this? Oh, you get 5 times the points when you spend on gaming or entertainment subscriptions. Nice. And this includes like streaming services and buying through the game stores.
I got it. Good on you, Visa, taking advantage of easily manipulated gamers.
It sounds horrible.
Yeah, it sounds real bad. D2D tier list. When? Yeah, I'm going to give you my tier list for D2D. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. In that order. That's the tier list. Who will be the D2D MVP? Like a player or a... Because I'm pretty sure you can use Hamlinot in any one of those. Choo choo! Oh. Are we gonna do a show today? You wanna do a show?
Sure.
All right. Are you all ready for a show? Am I ready? I got... Get this congestion out of the way here before I can talk for 40 minutes. 2 hours. The ASMR hour. All right, hey, let's start the show. If you're ready. We'll do that in 5, 4, 3, 2. Welcome everyone to episode 205 of the Crystal Chronicles, your Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia podcast, recorded this Wednesday, August 24th, 2022. I'm your host, Mark. Always good to be with you. And I'm not by myself. I'm joined by my good friend and yours. It's Mino Spellgood. Mino, how you doing?
Mark, it's hot over here. I'm sweating in my room at 83 degrees, and I have no idea how people live in hotter places. I think, I was just discussing with my friends this week about if LA housing gets too expensive, where would you move? And every other state apparently has horrible, horrible fucking winters or summers. Oh, we talked about Chicago, right? Is it true Chicago has some of the worst winters?
We have good winters and good summers. There are places that get colder and places that get warmer than us. But it can get very cold and also very warm here in Northern Illinois, yes.
Winters from hell, I hear.
Yeah, well, no, not always. I mean, not always.
Not always, most of the time?
Yeah, sometimes we have very mild winters. I mean, the global warming's helped a little bit with that. But, yeah, it can get cold. Not like Minnesota, North Dakota, like Canada cold. I mean, Alaska cold. But lake effect stuff is a thing. I don't know how that works.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, we got
I
the
think.
lake effect snow, lake effect stuff, lake effect. People we use that term. No one knows what it means. It's the lake effect. It's oh man, it's cold. It's lake effect. Oh man, it's hot. It's the lake effect. Oh look at the snow. Lake effect. Yeah, lake effect. The wind is lake from the lake. That's how. It's a big lake. I mean, it's a big lake. It's a real big lake. If you've never seen it, it's a huge lake, real big. It may be one of the biggest lakes in the world. I don't know. It's a big lake. Well, hey, we're also joined by all of you live with us. Always nice to have a good crowd. Many folks were hanging out at the Ranting Hour earlier tonight. You can check out Black Nero on YouTube. He was joined by Blartanian of the Livestream, who's going to be celebrating a year. Happy birthday to the Livestream Defo. He was joined by Goose, who used to make content and has a great British accent. Didn't monopolize on that too long. And also Nidre from Food Tip. So, yeah, we're going to talk a little bit more about Food Tip later. I got some controversy. But I want to remind you before we begin that this episode of Your Defo podcast is sponsored by our good friends at Manscaped, manscaped.com, for all your personal grooming products. I used my Manscaped to just shave my head earlier today. Not this head, the other head. But no, I'm joking. I got a haircut. But Manscaped for all your personal grooming needs. That lawnmower, the weed whacker, all of that personal care product, underwear, undershirts, just a lot of good stuff. Go to manscaped.com, and before you check out, you type in the code TCCPOD, get 20% off your entire order. Maybe you're already using the Manscaped products, get some replacement blades, fill up, get refills, get some more stuff. They're always adding some new things as well. So check out www.manscaped.com, TCCPOD at checkout. Your balls will thank you. The boxers are multiracial line. The boxers are amazing. I really do like their boxers. We don't really have a sub campaign. We got a whole bunch of subs. I appreciate that. So, I don't have Cloud of Darkness FR, I guess. So, you want to throw some subs. Maybe we'll do some polls. After the show. Do appreciate whether you are on YouTube with a membership, whether you are on Twitch with a sub, super chats, gift subs, Discord Nitro. Shout out to the folks who Nitro on our Discord, boosting the server. That's really appreciated. And just viewing, listening, watching the show, likes, follows, all that stuff. Really, really do appreciate how you all support us. And yeah, we try to entertain you. So, news of the day, not a lot, but there is a little bit of controversy. Not controversy. We knew this was coming, or maybe we did, but not everybody knew. There is a known issue. I assume you saw this, Mino. That it has been indeed the HP damage bonus increases incorrectly when party members delay enemy turns more than once in a turn during the knockback while Cloud of Darkness force time is in effect. So the incorrect behavior is when Cloud of Darkness has other people delaying in a knockback, like Garland, for example, can do that. So right now, at least I think for the time being, it ticks up. It's not supposed to. It will be fixed. Is that how I understand that,
Yeah. So I didn't know we were going to cover this early, but yeah, this. So we said when force time started that this was one of the known bugs.
Yeah.
We said Cam is a bug because it's this,
Yeah.
and then when any other character worked like this in the future, they shut it down. Well, not quick. But there's this and Core are the famous examples. And we said, Josh, if you're listening to the show, we're giving you a heads up. These characters are bugged. Are you going to fix it before it gets into GL? Apparently they did not. So if you want to abuse this right now, you can. I don't know how long it'll take them to fix it. In JP, it took them a month. Core was 2 months. But it'll be very interesting if Core also launches bug, because his bug is way fucking worse.
Yeah, his bug's much easier to abuse, because this bug is fairly difficult. There's only a few characters that can, or is there only one character? Is Garland the only character?
Garland. I think Garland's the only person who can delay on a Brave or HP attack in the air, right? Yeah.
Which at the end of the day, like, who cares? Like, right? I mean, like Yin's the only person that is interested in this. Like, throw him a bone, right? Like why are they going to spend resources to fix this? It's like literally one character. Like it's not even that broken. Like, right? I mean, like it can't. You're already bringing Cloud of Darkness and Garland in your party. Like, things aren't going to get out of hand, right? I don't. Yeah, Cypher doesn't delay during launch. Kistis doesn't delay during launch. Setzer doesn't delay during launch. Selfie doesn't delay. I'm trying to think of all the delayers. But yeah, well, no, yeah, it's what is it, 50 up 50 every time they launch. So yeah,
I think it's 50 plus 50 or so, a little less than that, but it's close to 100 each time, because you have to remember it's I think it's like plus 40 if you delay without breaking, and then if she can do that on her turn plus whatever bonuses there are for hers, and then Garland can take that again in the launch. So basically you're ticking the condition twice fully.
right.
And that's why Core is so bad too, because Core starts doing that on all of his preemptives. And these are things. Well, first, I think I kind of agree with you. I didn't think about it that way. Like, now that we have Dare to Defy and stuff like this, let people have their broken toys, right?
Yeah, like, who cares?
They can only
Like,
do
who
it so many
cares?
times. But it is
you got one. You got
undeniably-
one, right? Yeah, you can use
but
it
is
once.
undeniably strong
Yeah,
because
right.
it's much easier to set up than the Cam cheese.
Right.
Because Cam, you need all these calls, you need certain things. Here, you just need CoD and Garland and maybe a launch enabler.
Yeah.
And so like it's strong, but I think you're right. If they keep Dare to Defy, which they should, who cares, right? At this point, the Cam cheese doesn't even seem that strong anymore, because most serious players are only using that maybe once a month. Period. Right. Which is, I don't know, like, this is really why Dare to Defy should be
permanent.
Yeah. But it is funny that I guess after they let Cam slip, and it's a massive mistake. By the way, I don't know why we're more violent lately calling people out, but I saw during the week, I think Cell was arguing with our good friend Jet Stingren in main cord, and Jet was very adamant that he was advertising this Garland bug. It was very adamant that Cam wasn't a bug, right? And Cell said, if it's not a bug, how come 0 other people work like this? And Mog just released in JP with the same conditions, right? Hitting a paralyzed enemy doesn't work like this.
So
after Jet was very adamant that it was intended, he said, look, we can't read the minds of the developers, so who are we to say? Who are you to say if it's bugged or not? Which is funny, because I guess he was very adamant it wasn't bugged, but under the same logic, who could tell, right? Like, if you're not a mind reader, why defend one side or the other? I strongly believe they fucked up with Cam. Fuck it. But let's see, now that they missed Garland, let's see if they catch Core, because Core is what, next month?
Core's at the end of next month, yeah.
No, because it's Luna Freya's the next new character, and then Core is the next new character after her, right?
Yes, that is true, but I want to say it's next month, because Luna Freya's in a Luna Freya is in a chapter event. And yeah, Core is in Yuri cycle. The Core, so we get 2 new characters next month. In JP, nice. It's not new for us, but yeah, so Core is the last character of the Yuri cycle. He's got his own event. He comes in his own event. So.
Sorry, Goose's terrible comment. But go.
Yeah, who is to say? Who is to say? Who knows anything? I mean, the Earth could be flat. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so if you fully invested in Cloud of Darkness and have fully invested in Garland, enjoy.
People are saying it's over 100%, 50% for COD, 50% again for Garland, and then
so yeah, it can get up to 100,000 or 100, or it can get up to almost 1,000. Yeah, so That's a lot. that's significant. That's significant with the two of them. So good. That's fun. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. So last week we had Reno. We talked about Reno, and some other character was on that banner. I don't recall. But we did not get to the Shinriyu event as the event launched while we were streaming. So I got you to buy me a sub. So we do need to talk about that. Again, if you want to check out any of the infographics that have the details on the characters, you can look at TonberryTroupe.com. They have great infographics, all the details of the characters. You can go to their website, more details, check out that. But our good friend Excalibur does do these beautiful infographics. He puts them on our Discord under information content. They're also on Reddit, on the official Reddit. So check that out for all the deets on the fights. Reno's fight, interesting fight. 2 dragonflies. We fought similar things before. Obviously, this was an intersecting wills. But we fought similar bosses before. Their force weakness is when a player uses a thunder melee FR, an attack enters force time, based on the Reno FR, obviously. The FR gauge, fairly simple. They just I Brave and M Brave lowered. So the higher force gauge, the lower your M Brave and I Brave. And then at 100%, they trigger their Carpet Bomb attack. It's a big AoE HP attack, guaranteed hit. And they have big HP resistance during their force time. So you're not doing a ton of damage or any damage during their force time. At 3 thresholds, they will automatically do Carpet Bomb. At 79% of their health, 49% of their health, and 19% of their health, they will do Carpet Bomb. If you skip that through a summon or a burst phase, they do it immediately. So these are one of these triggered attacks. They do power up at 30%. And I think one of the things that I saw, and I think, Mino, you saw this as well, was messing around with people, is when one of them or both of them die, they do a Carpet Bomb before they die. And so people were missing the HP requirements or even dying at the very end of the fight as they beat the bosses. The bosses will do a Carpet Bomb unless you kill them in summon or burst. But people were coming out of that and still had a little bit left, killed them, and then we're doing anything. Yeah. I think you come across some people struggling with this.
From what I was checking, I know Excalibur's here, so maybe he can correct us. He's pretty much the expert on mechanics now. I heard it was inconsistent on whether they did it or not, because sometimes they did counter and burst, and sometimes they didn't. I've definitely come across that, because I cleared it twice normally and in the D2D. Both were BT kills, but one time it countered and one time it didn't. So I'm not sure if we ever figured out like what caused it, but right, it's weird. A lot of people were complaining about threshold attacks. I always want to say this is nothing new, but then I always have to remember BC saying that we get a lot of new players that haven't been around for like a year or so. So I can't say amnesia, but this is a really old mechanic in Defo. I'm just really surprised it caught so many people off guard. I guess it's because in Force Time, they try to go damage, and there's no real reason to bring mitigation here.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's or like what do you do? Even with it, people were failing with the tank in the party too. What is it? It's is there a way to because the killing blow triggers the attack. There was a lot of ways to deal with it, like a freeze or pyramid or whatever, but do you need something specific like that? Is it so hard that I guess people were bringing Orin and like failing the HP?
Yeah, so the final Carpet Bomb I think it does its full damage, right? Like it's a guaranteed hit, it's an AoE HP attack, and it will do full damage to each target. So I mean you can mitigate it, but if you don't have anything mitigating it, it can hit pretty hard. Plus, they're at the end, so they've already been buffed. You know, they get their attack plus 50%, depending on where they are in their, they get their regular stats up. So, stats boost stats throughout the fight, right? So, So right there at the end, you're trying not to get hit at the end of the fight generally, because that's usually when the bosses hit the hardest. And so if you're caught off guard, and like you said, we've had threshold attacks even recently, but the boss, like the end of life attack, right? The boss like self-destruct attack, or whatever you want to call it. I'm trying to think of things that aren't offensive or ethnic. But yeah, the kind of you kill the boss, they explode, or do their attack before they leave. That it's been a while since we've had that. So, but yeah, they can do pretty good damage. Yeah.
Yeah, and
But even it's like HP requirement too. Even if they don't kill you, you might lose the HP requirement.
Yeah, no. So Cell and TV are saying in chat, and this checks out. This is consistent with how this mechanic used to work too. If you kill with a launch or a splash damage or a counter or an off-turn attack, it won't trigger the final attack, and that tracks, because I do remember the old fights. The trick was killing with launches.
Yep.
So there we have confirmation on, I guess, if you really need the nitty gritties of that fight.
Yeah.
And Goose is saying, I can see it being a gotcha once, like it gets you the first time you try. You see the trick and
definitely.
bring in callers and you deal with it.
Yeah.
But like it was. I did not expect Reno to be a difficult fight for the community. Oh, I blame BC for not hyping this up more. BC should literally just doom every fight. He can't lose. He can't lose if he dooms every single fight. But when he ignores a fight, he catches a lot of shit for this. And like, we were told, or at least BC specifically stated, that this is going to be one of the easier fights in the cycle. And I was just blown away by how many community members I've seen struggle on this. And the worst thing is that these same community members were saying that these threshold attacks seemed random, which is odd, because we now literally have markers
a dash
in the HB bar to show you when they're coming. And it blows my mind that they're still being called random. Like, I guess there's just no helping.
So you probably didn't catch up on the ranting hour, but during the ranting hour, they decided that they're no longer going to doom any fights, and they're going to let the community just sink or swim, because it's PB&J time. They're trying to catch that on. I don't know what that means, PB&J time. But
PS and DS time is what they keep spamming. What the fuck is that? I got to catch up on the ranting hour. I was busy, guys. That's why we started a little later. Sorry I couldn't catch the ranting hour.
Yeah, something about menopause, or something about that. I don't know. Anyway, Cell says, tangibly fun fact, if you need a move to heal to raise yourself above HP requirements, if you use a healing move into a launch, the heal will count on the last hit. Oh, that's interesting. I'm not sure that I knew that. So, yeah. All of the fights are hard, and you should assume they're going to kill you, and they're going to be tough. Or you can just wait until Excalibur does his guide, and you can read that and be like, oh, okay, that's what I should expect. Because trying to read it in game is a nightmare. I don't know how anybody does. Thank you. Excalibur, Destroth, Scott Ong, also on YouTube, different strategies. And of course, all these wonderful people who are doing really great runs and doing really creative things. You can check all those out on our Discord, on YouTube, all that kind of stuff. So, as we transition from that event last week to the event that we got yesterday, a little bit of controversy. We were talking about Nidre from Food Tip, who was on the ranting hour earlier. I'm looking on Reddit, a post by Griever GK on the official Reddit, Defo Reddit. They say, shouldn't gender identify anyone, I've been farming summon birds for my little brother. We've all been there. Since he's a new player and needs help. I noticed a discrepancy between the summon board passive recommendations, specifically Diabolos usual passives. The Foo timeline, Diabolos 467. Tonberry Troupe says Diabolos 456. The only character page I've seen so far that has 467 on Tonberry Troupe. Tonberry Troupe, that was me, and the other thing was all him. Tonberry Troupe is Hope. Everyone else has the other recommendations. What would we agree is the best Diabolos passive setup? So first of all,
so where was this comment? Was this directed directly to Nidre?
Yeah, no, this is on the official Reddit. This is a general resource question. Okay. It says the title of the post is Tonberry Troupe versus Fotip. Fotip. I can't wait till Nidre sees this a month from now. Yeah, that's appropriate. So I guess I guess we could come up with a what's the actual best thing to do here. But I was more thinking, who's better, Tonberry Troupe or Fotip? I wasn't looking to answer the question. I don't even know what Diabolos. I don't even know what Diaboloses are. What are Diaboloses?
Okay. Things. What are the numbers? Let me try to take a guess. Because Diabolos there's Brave Recovery up. I think there's
Hold on.
I can't do this.
Hold on. I'll look. I'll bring it up.
Pretty sure there's a generic stat up in 4. 3 is always dark damage up.
So so we got dark resist up. Okay, so let's here's what Fotip suggests. Fotip suggests 4, which is attack up. 4-6, which is brave gains, and 7, which is HP damage taken. Now, Tonberry Troupe is saying 4-5-6, so not damage taken, but instead the guard up, which is max brave and defense. So personally I'm going with Fotip 4-6-7. I think 4-6-7.
No, 4-5-7, right?
No, you definitely want 6. I think we all agree you want 6. 6 is the brave gains.
Okay, 7 is less damage taken?
7 is less HP damage taken.
Then you want 5, right?
Well,
that's more stats.
I'm asking you.
That's more stats, right? I think I'm team Tonberry.
You're team Tom. Okay, well we're split.
Is TT saying okay?
We're split on the Crystal Chronicles. So each all of you can do your own poll. What about for dark damage character? What about let me see. What's the recommendation for a Sice? What's the recommendation for a Sice who has dark damage in her kit? Diabolos 3-4-6. Would you say 3-4-6? Yeah, definitely 3.
Yeah. 5 and 7 are the least important ones.
We're agreeing,
arguing over last place.
We're agreeing 3-4-6 for Sice. Whether it's 5 or 7, I don't know. But I think the most important takeaway from this whole thing is there's a war between Tonberry Troupe and Fotip, a war between Nidre and Cell, specifically. I don't know where it's gonna end. I pray for the victims in it, the innocents who get caught in the crossfires, and thoughts and prayers for everybody involved. So I thought that was very important, meaningful conversation to have in the midst of our very long content conversation we had to have today.
This is a very weird tangent, Mark. I'm not sure where you were going on with this on this one.
Me neither, but we have a podcast supporter question, I think. Or not. Okay, well, oh Lord. Yeah, no, this gets This gets a little. So every week, the TCC intern Poto Cedar poses a question to the members-only communities, whether you're a member on the YouTube or a subscriber on the Twitch. This week's question: do you support selling the FR for the extra high power stone?
Why? Okay, let's hear the community opinions. I'm curious.
Or would you rather have the extra stats? So the question is, sell the FR for the extra high power stone or keep it for the stats? We're talking about obviously like non-BT FRs, right? So FRs that you don't have a BT for. Nidre, the creator of FooTip, says no. Hard no. I do not support selling the FRs. Eamon, creator of memes, mostly against himself, also says absolutely not, and they argue for a while. Yeah, there's a lot of conversation. Poto was going to send me like the cliff notes, but since we are doing this early, I'm sure he didn't have time to do that. Crush says high power stones only become a problem when you want to max every single FR. Just keep them at 1 out of 4. There you go. Daniel says whatever Nidre says is right. Woo! The war between FooTip and Tonberry Troupe coming up. I'm waiting to see if Cell wants to throw down here. Blart says, anyone else remember the guy who advocated selling BTs for the same reason before BT Plus was announced? Man, we're picking on somebody a lot today in this last couple of weeks. Man, let's back off. That's not nice. Blartania, why you got to be so toxic? Why are you still around? Blart, why you got to be so toxic? Tree Void says Mouse really started a war, then backed out. Raw Life says if you sell your FR and equip your EX, you're mentally ill, and your living room is probably dirty as fuck. What? What? That was a weird. That was a weird. Like, that's just a strange. Like, and you probably live in your mom's basement, or no, your living room is dirty as fuck. What's that mean? And is Raw Life here?
I think he means that's hoarding, right? It's like that Hulu show.
Oh, yeah,
that show that just hit Hulu.
Yeah.
That I started watching called Hoarder House Flippers, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Where they try to go into a hoarder's home. And it's like they combine two shows. They show you how disgusting hoarders live,
yeah,
and then they try to flip it into a livable home.
I like it. I like it. Good.
Stupid TV.
Yeah, you pretty much just got those homes. They're not. Indolent Lard says no. Sir Alex, hey, I definitely support it. If we say spheres % are irrelevant, then I'm sure stat increase from FR to EX is in the same category. There you go. Anomander says keep the FR, no particular reason, then it's just the latest thing. Red Cane says sell FRs if you have the BT. Sign says no, I agree with everything Mino said against people that follow it. Decisive says no, leave it blue to match the armor.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was my argument. No, I'm not going to start. Go ahead. Finish up.
Tree Void says you traitor to Sinewave, changing your tune from what you told me on my show. Tree Void also says selling blue armor helps the poors who can't afford the blue armor bundles. The only thing you lose is CP, and you get a free ignite and another blue unit. Sleuth just has an angry Bosch face. Or, I'm sorry, a Bosch U face. See if there's some other ones. Anybody else here? RVK says no, except for Grimace, because purple weapon suits him best. Hey, I'm with you there. Black Frieza. Oh, I'm not familiar with Black Frieza.
Black Frieza.
Giga Chad Blart. Less space attack means you need. It's BC. He's changed his name several times recently.
BC changed his name to Black Frieza?
Black Frieza, currently, yes. Less base attack means you need to get more buffs. If I'm running a stupid team lacking in auras, I want them to be sufficient so I can't fall back on ultimate weapons. Don't sell the FR. Oh, see if there's any other. It keeps going. Oh, so then Tree Void's got a disclaimer. I'll put out a disclaimer then because everyone's in such a tizzy about this. I'm selling my FRs because I personally don't care about the extra stats. They haven't mattered for a long time, and if those stats were what cost me a run, there was a more fundamental issue than my team comp than 150 base attack. I'm selling them because of a personal goal to max all FRs. That's a rough goal. If this changes or new difficulty comes out in JP, I'll change my strat. If you follow my suggestion, then get screwed later. That's on you. Please use critical thought when making decisions. Think for yourself. I agree with that, Tree Void. Good call. Think for yourself. That's really. Tell says interesting. I pull FRs for the extra 30 attack only. Just one out of 4 EL. So Anomander says, how else can you better show others your collection than to keep all of them? I think that's the best. That's the best. Yeah. Wow. So let's never talk about that again. Good conversation. Next week we'll have a question about something else. Probably Tonberry Troupe or Food Tip. Food Tip. Who's better? Which Diabolos passives? I hope
what is happening on this show?
I hope there's some new content.
What is happening on this show?
Oh, there's some new content.
Is this our fault for doing an episode with when there was a week with one
100%. 100%.
Look how deep you guys made Mark fucking dig through the fucking community for content. This is horrendous.
So let's talk about content. We did get an event. It's a raid event. You all like raid events. And we got some characters. So Setzer got a rework in a C90. If you're not familiar with Setzer, solid support character. Has the Brave Freeze debuff. Can delay enemies. Very nice. Battery the party. Also has the rainbow attacks. Can buff the party members so they do the rainbow damage. The crit damage all the time. The maximum brave damage all the time. Solid character. Been a solid character since the early era of the game. Since 35 CP era. So just gets his buffs. Notably, I think, I'm not sure if it was, I think maybe this was in the LD. Freeze Joker's 3 turns and it's framed. So I think that was before, but if not, that's nice. And then his EX gets the buffs that you would want it to do. So it is actually pretty nice button to press. Pretty solid character. Played around with him a little bit this week in this event. He's doing what you need him to do. I don't know if the rainbow damage is as exciting as it was when he came out originally. But
I feel like it's gotta, just off the cuff, JP players in chat can confirm this. I mean, if there's gonna be if there's gonna be fights where you're doing 1 damage if you're not hitting the right element, Rainbow should override that, right? Like, that should allow you to do a lot. Because I know a lot of the argument against Charlotta was just use Setzer for the same situation.
Yeah, Charlotta to just overcome the damage reduction or the brave reductions. Yeah. But yeah, no, I think he's effective. Obviously, if he's equipping that ultimate weapon, which I do have a 5/5 ultimate thrown weapon, so I was able to use Setzer with a fully maxed out ultimate weapon. That's fun. But yeah, he's got like a billion uses of red card now, and it delays both enemies or all enemies, which is really nice. So I mean, he's got a really solid kit. A lot of utility, right? And he always has had a lot of utility with the delay, the battery, the freeze, the rainbows. Like, he's just this jack of all trades. So, Mino, anything to add about Setzer?
No, just that I never look at these rework characters that closely, but I'm really surprised at how strong he is. His kit's already strong. Now that his numbers are brought up, I feel like he's a very useful unit. I think Rainbow is going to be really strong going forward. I haven't really used him much. I don't think he's going to be driving any force times or anything, but I can't really see not using him. That being said, what little I glanced over the fight, I didn't see a lot of Setzers. So maybe I'm missing something. I didn't really put him through the ringer and test him out. Have you?
I did use him in the Shinriyu. Yeah. I used both of these characters. Yeah, no, he seemed to be I mean, he controls this fight pretty well because he does have significant delays. So I mean, he is pretty much on demand delays. But he also can help with the freeze to mitigate the boss's damage a little bit. So I think he is useful in this fight. Like more on Dare to Defy, probably, because you're going to want to bring Cloud of Darkness to the token fight. So that does bring us to the character that gets the new stuff, and that is Cloud. Oh yeah, go ahead.
And sorry, BC is bringing up a good point of the Charlotta versus Setzer aura. I didn't feel like it needed to be said because I thought we covered it when we talked about Charlotta, but Charlotta has an aura to overcome these brave reductions. Setzer's is a very limited buff that has a decreasing chance.
It does,
each time. Right.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, Charlotta's much easier to overcome that, right? Because hers is just an aura that you make sure is up. Versus Setzer, you have to make sure the buff is on everybody, and then it is more effective depending on how many turns is left on the buff. So that can be tricky. I will say that I wish he was a little faster, or you know, he had some instant turn rate abilities. He does have some quick fast abilities or some high turn rate abilities, I think, but trying to make sure that you're, especially in this fight, keeping the fixed dice buff up, keeping the freeze joker up, making sure that you can delay, and then also use the EX, which is really kind of the damage button at this point, with the 5 dumps. And the battery, it can, you know, you kind of want to use all of his buttons, and you don't always have the opportunity to do that. So, oh yeah, Excalibur, there is a Reddit post asking if Lunafray is overhyped. That's a question for next week. But Cloud of Darkness came back with a BT plus level 90 and FR. So if you're not familiar with Cloud of Darkness, you're probably living in a cave because everybody seems to freak out about her feet every time she comes around. She is a magic attacker. She delays pretty consistently, a good chunk of almost everything she does. Her EX delays, her skill 2 delays, her LD doesn't delay. No, it just breaks. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, pretty consistent with the EX and the fast charging EX, and the skill 2, obviously, with the big delay there. She does have the follow-up attack on her BT, which now she has BT plus, so she gets 8 turns, so 5 turns. She can have 2 potential uses of it. Gets more HP damage, overflow. Very, very nice. After that, anytime a party member attacks, she follows up, which is really cool. That can be abused quite well. Her FR weapon, who her partner is X-Death, very fun, delays the enemies as well. And her damage bonus and conditions are: if you do a Magic Brave damage, you get 5%. If you delay an enemy on your turn, 50%. If you delay an enemy with break, 20%. Regular delay takes priority over that, so you cannot get 75% in one turn. But because right now with Garland, you can get 50 and 50. And then if you have another launcher who's doing magic, because Garland doesn't do magic, and then her follow-up attack, I think you can do 115% each turn, I think is what we figured out in a launch. So if you have Garland delaying, she's delaying with one of her attacks, she's doing magic, you have another magic damage dealer, and she's doing the follow-up magic. So yeah, it can skyrocket real high. That will be fixed at some point. So it's pretty much just you are delaying an enemy. So obviously you can build around that. There's a lot of people who are delaying enemies. Cloud of Darkness delays, Setzer has delays, Kistis has delays, Cypher has delays, Selfie has delays, who else? Garland has delays. They have a lot of delay characters. It doesn't count with the delete characters like Zidane and Amita Tillion, but there's a lot of delay. Fujin has delays.
Oh
spam,
yeah, I forgot
spam
about that.
Fujin AA, man. Yeah, spam Fujin AA. Spam Fujin AA, then use Onion Knight LD call to give her another use of her AA. Oh yeah. So I mean, Cloud of Darkness has always been solid. I do not have her. I have her LD and her BT. I do not have her BT green, and I do not have her FR weapon. But she's really solid, and it's not a terrible condition. Even when it's fixed, you're talking, 60% a turn potentially. If you build a team around it, so that's not terrible. That's pretty good and not super hard to build a team around. So I think she's a pretty solid choice if you're already a fan of her. If you're not a fan, you're probably not going to pull anyway. But if you're a fan of her, you're going to make her use a lot better than Kane. Right? I mean, at this point, she's kind of in the middle. And unless you're exploiting the bug. So yeah. And what are your thoughts about Cloud of Darkness here?
I don't know how to feel about COD, but I do want to push back that you said, yeah, there are a lot of delay characters you can really build a team around, like 50% or so. But I feel like all the delay characters, at least at this point in time, don't do good enough damage that you really want them driving a force time, right? Like, I don't know if I would want to make a full team of delayers. And even if I did make like 2 or something, I just don't think it's that. I don't know. I personally feel like it's kind of a mid condition. I want to see what chat thinks about it. But like, yeah, it's nice, but I don't know if it's fancy or good. And then as for her kit herself, I really don't know how much I like it. The S2 is on-demand delays, which I think is pretty rare, but not as much of her kit delays as you would think, right? Like, I don't know. S1 feels kind of bad to press. It's just a damage button.
Yeah.
And then the LD is a rebreak, which doesn't play well with her conditions either, which is a little weird because she gets a big bonus from delays not caused by breaks. I mean, so she, as a delayer and a magic attacker, it's decent. Obviously the BT follow-up is great if you're gonna green COD. I feel like right now you can't have too many follow-up characters in early force time, right? We're seeing lots of Kane and Cisne Love, etc. So I think she'd be really good on that. Something that I forgot that she does until starting to use her now again is she jumps turns as a follow-up character if she gets the break, right? Which she will inevitably get. So you can't like turn hog forever with Terra. She's gonna jump turns and eventually wear that out. I don't know. I think she's a very okay character. I don't have strong feelings one way or another. I don't think she's terrible. I don't think she's great, but this is probably my first skip since Dash, personally.
Yeah.
You're skipping, right?
I might throw some tickets, but I don't have it at the moment. No.
So I'd love to ask you, what's your tipping point? Why are you passing on this character? Or rather, why are you not gem pulling this character?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't gem pull. Now a couple things before I answer that. Goose and Treevoid saying, aside from Garland, Bug Emperor is her best partner. Cell says, from what I've seen, COD driving their own FR is huge damage with a decent FR. So I mean, I think she does definitely has potential. I've never been a super big fan of her kit. I like delayers, but kind of as support characters as opposed to primary damage dealers. And I mean, she is a solid primary damage dealer or a solid follow up, just like the way Kane is a follow up character, right? I mean, you're not bringing him kind of as a solo damage dealer usually. Ideally, sometimes you are, if you need to do D to D. But ideally he's kind of a support damage dealer. Often she's kind of doing the same thing. She's popping her BT and kind of doing extra damage while someone else is doing their Terra or their burst phase, etc. And so in that, yeah, I mean, she's fine, but I've never been super excited about using Cloud of Darkness. Yeah, I think it's just maybe the way the kit's developed. It's just a little all over the place.
What's funny to me is Goose is pointing out like it feels weird that the S2 can change from either
yes
a AOE delay or a single target delay.
Yep.
And like I on one hand I played around that for the ticket mission and it was kind of interesting, but it didn't feel great. And I think, and I say it's ironic that Goose pointed this out because I remember there was specifically another character in the past few months where Goose said specifically that playing the character was more fun because you had to work harder for results. So I feel like there's the same situation, right? Like you could call it fun having to balance it, but it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel polished like some of the other characters. And speaking of which, now that I've had a week of time with Reno, I wish I could go back in time last week and say, yeah, the S1 delay on him really does feel bad. I thought I could play around it, but I really just don't press that fucking button. And a lot of these kits seem to be fighting each other recently, and I'm not a big fan of it.
Yeah, Kale, who's on YouTube, is saying a lot of EXs that knock back also have delay, which is correct. For example, Caius Kane. They both, in their EX, they both delay during a launch, into a launch. So mixed with Bahamut summon phase, you'd be surprised how strong you can make an FR phase, a Cloud of Darkness FR phase. Yeah, no, I don't know who's repping her. Right? Like, I haven't seen a lot of Cloud of Darkness. I've seen a few, but not a lot of Cloud of Darkness runs. So I'm certainly not saying, hey, go fully max out Cloud of Darkness. She is a special weapon. So again, I think special weapon is a good ultimate weapon to have. So if you're looking to maximize your ultimate weapon, that may actually make me reconsider it, because I am trying to maximize my ultimate weapons, especially with if D2D is a ongoing thing, to really make the most use out of. That's why I picked up Terra, because Terra, Machina, Titus all use sword. So good to have those sword users. Thor, Renoa, Hamlinot are all special types. Special type's a huge type. Obviously, thrown weapons, that's my other one, and that's super popular. So for another month. So in that case, there may be a good argument to pick her up there. So I guess I'm a little on the fence right now, but
I have to draw the line somewhere.
Yeah,
and I'm just not a fan of how her kit plays. I don't
right.
think
No, I agree. I agree with you. Yeah.
I've just never been a big delayer person, right? Like I skipped Quistis. I don't really use Garland, right? Like I'm just not big on delays, even though I do acknowledge that you should have one in your roster.
Yeah, no, I like Quistis a lot, but she's really focused on delays. Like, and she's a support character who delays. And so it's really, really focused. Battery delay, battery support. That's all she does. And so, I mean, and she's really simple. All of her buttons delay. like every button delays. And so you're not, if you really want to delay her, that's why I really like Kistis. But yeah, I mean, I don't have Cypher. I didn't use Garland very much. Early on I used Garland quite a bit, I guess. But yeah, he was just a solid damage dealer at that point. And I think she was too early on. There you go. Anything else about the Cloud of Darkness?
Nope, that's all for me.
Well, in this fight, in the Shinriyu fight, you fight 2 Cray Claws. They're weak to electric damage, absorb water damage, immune to max HP down, so Yuffie can't throw back their debuff because they have a max HP max HP debuff. 70%, it's significant because they can hit you with that max HP down debuff. I think they also have maybe a speed down and attack down debuff. They have several good debuffs. Sap debuff as well. They're very, very fast. So as their FR gauge grows, they get very fast and they give you a invisible turn rate down. So at 100%, 80%, the boss speed's up 30%, player turn rate down 50%. At 100%, they trigger Shake It Off, which delays all of you, guaranteed hit, sets their Brave to I Brave, and they enter force time with Brave and HP damage up, turn rate up. So the problem when they hit their force time is, and it can be canceled when a player uses magic FR that delays the boss, so obviously Out of Darkness. The problem when they hit their FR phase, or their force time, is they are so fast and you are so slow, and they immediately delay you that they can do several hits several Brave hits and then just HP kill you, especially if you're HP debuffed, real quick. So I'm sure that's been a problem for some people who aren't burning through it, because you can burn through it pretty fast. The only problem with burning through it real fast is at 79% of their health and 19% of their health, they trigger Assumed a Defensive Recuperative Posture. It is a yellow streak kind of thing. And they get 200% damage resistance, so you do almost no damage. And they regenerate 2% of their max health, which is 1.7 million HP every turn, which is awful. You need to delay the boss to break that. So you need to have a delayer in your team or delay calls. If you're going to use delay calls, you really need to be careful. Yeah, so counter tanks, very, very useful here. I've seen Gallops, I've seen Orans, I think I've seen Zac runs. I've seen a lot of defensive runs. Obviously, you can burn through it if you're fully increased your Cloud of Darkness and you want to Cloud of Darkness Garland it. You can Tidus Cam it. Surely there's a lot of different ways to do it. But depending on who you have left for Dare to Defy, you might be running out of options. But you definitely need to have some delayers. Setzer can probably cover your delay by himself, or Cloud of Darkness, even without her FR, can cover the delays. Kistis is also a good one. Cypher, a good option. Emperor, potentially a good option.
I believe you only need 2 total, right? It's a threshold at 80.
Yep, you can do it with calls if you time it right.
Yeah. So it's not that bad.
if you do it, if you can get them under the threshold at the same time and then do an AoE delay, but if you do it one at a time, you almost immediately need to delay. So
it's like Quisis's fight, I believe. Same thing, right? Like they had massive HP thresholds, so you had to time when you push it. And Excalibur, I believe, had a really good tip of Bring Brother Summon. That's a free on-demand delay.
Yeah, so you can bring, you can bring, if you have Kistis LD, LD call, she has on her regular call ability and her LD, that's 2 delays. Brothers is a free delay as well. So there's 3 if you need 4 at most. You can get through it with call. Hey, Joe! Our friend Joe Wags here. Got back from the Dragon Ball movie. Haven't seen it yet. But yeah, no, I don't think it's a just a phone-in fight. I think it can be challenging, especially if you're trying to figure out the end of your roster and you haven't saved your best characters for last in Dare to Defy. But Mino, what did you think of the fight?
I am mad that BC didn't doom this more because I don't know why I expected a victory lap at the end of Dare to Defy. I don't know why I thought the last fight of the month was going to be a pushover, but I felt like this is one of the more involved fights in the set of 7 we got. Like you said, I was not expecting to have to pay attention to thresholds, burn them evenly, time it so that you have to delay so they don't regen too much health. They're also tanky. They're surprisingly fucking tanky.
85 million HP, and they heal a lot.
Yeah, and I feel like you need at least some source of mitigation unless you're playing very well, because I believe just like Odin, they can battery and kill you from a break state.
Yep.
Right? Out of nowhere. Right. So I was like, wow, there's a decent amount of moving parts in this fight. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I did the ticket mission. I have not touched the Dare to Defy.
No, I've not done Dare to Defy yet.
And as you said, I do have a lot of MVP units for this fight locked in older fights, and I refuse to unlock them. So we'll see how that goes later. But it's definitely I rated in the top half of difficult fights this set of 7.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think it's certainly not the easiest of the fights we've had. So any fight that you have to stop, because if you set up this huge burst phase, FR phase, and you don't have somebody who can delay, you're gone. It's a dead fight, right? There's not a lot of people who are going to make up the healing that these guys can do.
It's massive, right? How much is it? It's like
1.7 million every
1.7 million. That's even worse than T10, I believe.
It's
that's
a lot.
Way worse than T10.
It's
so it was impressive. And as Cell and Excalibur are saying, like, I did have to watch my burst phases, right? Like, I didn't want to activate a burst or a force time before the 80% mark, because you would definitely lose a lot of power there. I was actually watching my burst phases and measuring the thresholds, and I haven't done that in a while. So I was like, wow, this is a tougher fight than I expected.
Yeah, I think a good strategy for this, especially if you're going into the Dare to Defy, is to take the first part of the fight slow, and save your burst phases, and save your summons, and save your FRs till the later part of the fight. So you can kind of that first 20%, you can kind of mitigate it pretty easily, but it gets a lot harder if you run out of steam early, that's for sure. So yeah, but remember, we also do have until September 7th, Valerius is saying.
For the event, or for Dare to Defy?
No, for Dare to Defy. We have 12 more days for Dare to Defy. We have 12 days for the event as well. So when this event is done, Dare to Defy is done. So that being said, very likely you will have another banner, 2 other banners, at least. So if you are planning to go for Lunafreya, Lion, Bosch are on that banner. Ultimisha also gets hers as well. Yang and Cypher on that banner. So there are other options if you are looking for ways to fill out your Dare to Defy. So yeah. Cell says, another silly thing, if you don't kill within 1 FR time and the enemy league delays your 1 turn from their force time, depending on how far back they are, you can almost instantly fill your next FR gauge to fill. Yes, that happened. I don't know, one of my playthroughs, once you use your FR phase, they use theirs, your force gauge almost immediately fills again because of the way they delay, I guess. I'm not really sure how that interaction works, but it is an interaction that happens. So you can get pretty much back-to-back force times if you're thinking about that and setting that up well. Anything else?
I just wanted to say that this fight made me. You know what? Overall, I don't know what month we're in now. Is this the end of month 3, the end of month 2 of Shinryu? But
Two.
I really, it's only month 2. Wow.
Yep.
I feel like now that we
Kane
divide the
cycle,
fights,
Cam cycle,
yeah,
Gabrown cycle, Charlotta cycles. Yep. 4.
yeah. Now that we've divided the fights in the sets of 7 in the month, I I thought these 7 were really good.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I feel like I'm crazy for saying I'm really enjoying Shinryu, just based on the outcries of the community. That being said, all the polls, it seems like more people are enjoying Shinryu than not. Not by a whole lot. I think that the polls came out to like 60 to 40% or something. It's still the majority enjoying Shinryu, but there's definitely a lot of people that aren't. Um, but I feel like it's almost a vocal minority, barely a vocal minority. But there's a lot of people out there enjoying this era. I've been really enjoying these fights. Some of these are a lot better than
Yeah.
Shinryu fights. A lot more mechanics. Dare to Defy really makes those mechanics shine, first of all. And now that we've seen the entire cycle of Dare to Defy, like, what are your thoughts? I think it was great all the way through. And I don't think there's a lot, but I saw some converted believers now saying,
Yeah.
now that I finished Dare to Defy, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. I didn't need to pull unnecessary FRs. I didn't need to pull 7 FRs like I thought I did. Some of them actually enjoyed it afterwards. Probably not a lot, but the point is, like, there are some people really dooming it, just the idea of it in the beginning, and now that it's done, we finally got through our first, hopefully just the first one, and it's won over some fans. So if they don't announce a new Dare to Defy on Monday, holy crap, and I'm gonna be disappointed. And I know 100%. I've said this every episode. I've pulled a lot more because of Dare to Defy, and I've enjoyed the game a lot more. I'm definitely gonna go back to sleep mode if they don't keep this up. Do you have any final thoughts on this, Mark?
Yeah. Theological, thank you for your 10 months of membership on YouTube. Appreciate that. But yeah, I really have enjoyed it. And I saw similar comments on Reddit and Discord. People saying, nah, I didn't really like it when it came out, but now after doing it, it wasn't so bad. And I can see how it was more accessible than I thought it was, and it provided a good challenge, and I really enjoyed it. So not everybody said that, but there were quite a few that did change kind of their tune. I really enjoyed it. I haven't finished it yet. I'm 6 of 7. I haven't done the final one today, but I will get to it for sure. And yeah, I think it's made the game a lot more interesting. If they don't do it, I would be disappointed moving forward, because if they don't do this and the friendless challenges, like who cares? Like they were talking on Ranting Hour, friends are dead, right? I don't remember the last time I've used a friend unit. I'm sorry, all of you who are banking on that gil from me using your friend units. I don't remember the last time I've used a friend unit
See,
for any reason.
here's the thing, though, Mark. I still see plenty of posted clears with friend units.
Oh, 100%.
There's some people
Yeah.
who just don't want to do the ticket missions, and
No.
that's okay. And that's why I'm saying option is so great.
Yeah.
Like, these missions don't prevent you from using the friend, the friend option, for example. And there's still lots of people who engage with that part of the game, so it's not dead. So Dare to Defy and the ticket missions, they're not taking anything away from the player base. They're only adding. It's additional missions, additional ways to approach the game, and clearly there's people who ignore it and are still having fun with the game. So I never understand the cry to remove these modes that some people just can't do and therefore don't want anyone to do. Like, this is just such a good addition, right? Square, like, just keep this in and you'll attract different types of players. Like, different difficulties attract a wider range of players to your game.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, right? Well, it's Squeck, so let's not assume anything, but you would assume that the money will speak for itself, right? Like, if this month is more profitable because of Dare to Defy, we're going to see more Dare to Defy. That being said, it is Squeck, so you never know. But yeah, I mean, it seems like it's an easy thing to throw in there. It's probably very little extra work as opposed to creating new content, new fights, even retooled fights. I mean, it's literally just kind of copy paste, maybe minor. I'm talking like I know about how you do any of this stuff. Back from my days of Visual Basic and C++, Java. I mean, I learned computer programming a long time ago. Yeah. So, but I think it's great. I think you're right. If they got rid of all this and Shinriyu was literally just Shinriyu, bring a friend, cam, blow it up. I just don't think it'd be as fun. Again, you can make your own challenge. Yeah, okay, I get it. Yes, you can, and we would. But it's nice when there is a challenge that you're forced to do.
Yeah,
not forced, but that you actually get something for. Right?
At least a subset of our community, and by that I mean the hardcore Discord Reddit community, always say like, I remember, and I remember Josh even said it once on stream. People were like, "Oh, it's too easy," and Josh is like, "Well, there's the community challenges if you want to do them." Yeah. And he said that in main court before too. And a lot of these people will be like, "Well, I'd do it if there was a reward for it, but why would I do it when there's not?" So this should hit some demographic. Like, I don't know, like this, I just don't see what people would lose if this stayed in the game. It's just such a good thing to have extra stuff.
Thank you, Frog, for the bits there, and yeah, Tree Void. I don't know who would make their own challenges. No, obviously you did, and we did before that, and and there was a time that both of us, both Mino and myself, did TCC challenges, and with Macnol at the Call to Arms, DissidiaFFOO.com. We had a good time with that when there wasn't a lot of stuff going on in the game. We made it away, but when there is a lot of stuff going on in the game. I think that makes the game more interesting, right? For everybody. So, yeah. I like it. I hope we keep it. And good on you, Squex. More challenges, more content. But Multiracial Lion says, but if I have to pull stuff to get stuff, I'm not getting ahead. I want my free resources so that I can save them for C100. Then do it. Then save them. Get all the resources. Don't hoard stuff. Spend your BT tokens. Spend your Iggies. And ask questions in our I also didn't do the podcast polls. Shout out to J.A and MateriaBot, Quetzalma. Not a lot of people going for the Feet of Darkness. Literally, I got 3-4 FR pities. That's it. A lot of skippies. Not a lot of love for the Cloud of Darkness. Sorry, folks. Guess everybody's more of a butt guy. So, maybe next time. Feet gets your day someday. Questions. Probably not going to be a super long show. That's okay. Stray Bead asks, and you can, hey, if you want to ask in chat a question, go ahead. Ask a question. We might answer it. Why not? What else are we going to do? Throw some money our way? We'll be more likely to answer it. But even, hey, we're free to play friendly. Stray Bead asks, I never noticed Kistis has steam coming out of her back in her LD animation until Reno's FR, because I never got Ray Bomb, which is a skill she can get in easier in the remake or in the remaster. Ray Bomb in Final Fantasy VIII through camera angle can make the steam look like it's coming out of her armpits. So can I are you familiar with this animation that he's talking about?
The FR? Yes. The FF8 one? No, I never used Quistis in FF8.
Okay, so she gets it. There, it's a combination how you get it, but it looks like. Let me see if I can pull Kistis up here. It's supposed to be like a It's supposed to be like a steam engine. So like there's steam coming out of her, and then she shoots this ray bomb. Now in Defo. Let me see if I can show it here on screen. If I can get to it here. Should be able. On Defo, it does kind of look like it is coming out of her armpits, which in the remaster and in the original game also kind of looks like it's coming out of her armpits. So let's look at Ray Whip, which is casting Ray Bomb from Final Fantasy XVIII. Yeah, so it kind of looks like steam coming out of her armpits. We'll do it again. Yeah, so there we go. Yep, you look at. So it's supposed to be coming out of her back because one of the enemies you fight is kind of like a steam robot. So that's where she gets it from. And then it's the Ray Bomb. So Ray Whip is actually Ray Bomb from Final Fantasy XVIII. So now you can't see it. Steam coming out of her armpits. There you go. You're welcome. That's not the question. That's just something we all needed to share with each other. Because we had to cover carpets, shakes, and feet and pits today. Are there any current or future FR animations that stand out or you appreciate? That's not an FR animation. Oh no, it's in Reno's. That's why he brought it up. It's in Reno's FR. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So are there any current or future FR animations that you are looking forward to, Spuggood?
I don't look too far into the future.
Let's stop. Let's stop. First of all, let's back up a second. We missed the most important part of the show. Cloud of Darkness and X-Death. Why are they FR partners?
Damn it, Mark. I'm always caught so off guard. I was like, oh, he didn't ask me this time, so I guess we're not doing it this week. So I didn't think of anything. You get me every time. You have to give a reason. You got to do it. You messed up. You give a reason this time.
Well, it's well known in the Final Fantasy fan fiction community that X-Death and Cloud of Darkness are eternal lovers. So that's why they are FR partners, because they get jiggy with it. They get down and dirty. There's a lot of steam coming out of that tree. Let's put it that way. So
that's better than mine. I was gonna say they're canonically the two smelliest people in the FF
also
canon.
True.
True. Like X-Death has been trapped in that armor for like 1,000 years.
Very
He's sweaty and like he's just bathing in his own filth.
Yeah.
He smells real bad. And CoD, just look at CoD and you can smell her through your screen. Like that is a smelly woman.
So X-Death and Cloud of Darkness, like the celebrity couple analogy would be Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston. Also the two smelliest celebrities, two stinkiest two stinkiest celebrities in Hollywood. Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt. So I think that's true. That's canon. Google that. Very stinky. Very stinky. But they're not currently together. They were together at one point, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So they just like it natural. She's natural woman. Loves Stinky. VL loves Stinky. Check out VL's YouTube. He loves the stank. Any future FRs you're looking forward to, or any current ones that you like?
I didn't look. I don't look forward too much at these animations, but if we're just talking about current ones, Gao and Gabranth gets a lot of hype for being very original, very cute. Like story reason. I like that for that, but in terms of flashy, I'm surprised how much I enjoy Tidus with Theodore.
I was gonna say that I like that one a lot, yeah.
And I like Reno with Quistis as well. I was surprised at how much I like that animation. I remember when Tidus came out, a lot of people complained on the JP side saying it was recycled animations or like it wasn't anything clever, like it wasn't like too flashy, but for some reason it always looks really cool to me when I use it.
Yeah, I have seen a lot of them moving forward, like, on Twitter, but I don't necessarily have a running memory of all of them coming up. But I really do like Tidus's a lot. And I like Reno and Kistis, obviously. She's one of my favorite characters, so I like that one a lot as well. So, very good. Thank you, Stray Beat, for that question. Gruss, which is the plural of goose, I think. A Gus, or no, that's a group of geese. It's a Gus of geese, Gruss of geese. Says Tonberry Troupe versus Foo Tip, who would win? In what? In a ballroom brawl, a ballroom brawl. I think Nidre would win. He's from the city, the mean streets. I think he could take all y'all.
I also want to know what metric
I don't know
we're measuring them by, because
Dance-
this could mean a lot of things.
Yeah,
like,
dance off. Hot dog eating contest.
I don't know how to answer this question.
number of sexual partners accumulated. Who would win?
First of all, Tonberry Troupe is, I think, 3 people these days. I think
at least 3
right?
people. Tell Anamander, Cell, anybody else?
I think that's it, unless you want to count the contributors like Splurgist.
Yeah, Splurgist, definitely. Part of that.
I hear he's the Tonberry King now that Ink's gone.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know that. That's interesting. That's the challenge. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know the metric. I don't know. I think hopefully Goose is sleeping, because
hopefully
he was supposed to get up in 5 hours 3 hours ago. So hopefully he went back to bed. Yeah, I don't. That was it. Any other questions in the chat?
No, that looks like it's it. We're home free.
Woohoo! Yeah. Stick around. I guess we'll do some polls, and then we'll go to bed, because I got a long day tomorrow.
Same. I gotta wake up early.
But thank you all. This has been episode 205. We have the Squex community stream this Monday. So hopefully we'll learn more about future events. Maybe GL First. It's been a while since we had a GL First, right? It'd be a good time for a GL First FR. That'd be a lot of fun. And we'll be back next Wednesday or Thursday or Tuesday. I don't know. My son's got. Oh, I don't think he's got baseball next Thursday. So I think next Thursday we're good. But yeah, I'm now living with children who are doing things, and so that can mess up with your schedule. But yeah, thank you all. We'll for myself, for Mino, for manscaped.com, TCC Pod, 20% off your entire order. This has been episode 205 of your Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia podcast, The Crystal Chronicles, recorded on August 24, 2022. Until next time, friends, good luck. Goodbye. All right. Yeah, let's start some music. Do some polls. We got some subs. We got some subs enough to do some feet polls, huh? Polls for some feet.
Yeah, let's go for it.
As I let me start the podcasting process, and then I'll get into the polls. What are we doing? 205. Episode 205. How do you make a podcast? Somebody tell me how you make a podcast. Ooh, this is nice background music. This is what you and your lady listen to as you're doing feet stuff. Not all things, honestly. My wife hates feet, so there's no feet stuff going on at the Myers house. Want everybody to know. No feet stuff. I got 3 kids, so from time to time there's not a lot going on in general, but depends. Definitely no feet stuff. Good luck on your Cerberus tentacle polls. I think I have everything on all these banners. I think the only thing I'm missing is the FR. I haven't pulled on any of them. So, I don't know. Which banner should I pull on?
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't matter at this point, right? Yeah.
What do I got here? I got 909 tickets because, of course I do. You can't ever get rid of them. They're like a plague. How many tickets should we do? How many tickets for a FR? What's a good FR ratio? I've been real bad. It's not been real good. The FR to ticket ratio not real good.
Well, then spend more tickets. That's how you get rid of them, right? You were asking how to get rid of them.
Well, I have spent this last 2 months I have spent 2,500 tickets. That's a lot of tickets.
Yes.
Ooh, I got nothing. I got a lot of nothing. VL says get four dupes. Are you gonna use gems for Lunafreya?
I think I will. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
It's just been a while, and I actually am low on tickets after that.
And we don't
disaster that was Reno.
We don't have any of her stuff, so she's
right.
She's got a BT and an EX, an LD, a 35.
Argue that tickets are better in that case because then you're happy with anything you get, not just chasing one weapon. Yeah.
Well, and I heard, I don't know if BC is still on, but I heard on the ranting hour that all you need is Lunafreya's LD. That it's not even worth to pick up her other stuff.
Apparently, it's a her what long survives her own utility is her LD.
Her LD call, yeah,
and
definitely.
You know, I think we used to laugh at people who only pulled for the calls, but you know, now that if Dare to Defy is here to stay, I would fucking pull just for the call now. That's something you can use for like a 7 lockout fight. That's really, really strong.
Yeah, well, and I mean, having another character like that is real strong too.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Got it already?
Yep.
Damn.
There's one. What are we gonna do? At least do a couple hundred, right? See what we can get. At least do a couple hundred. We'll at least throw a couple hundred in here, see what we get. Got one, I got LDs. Maybe a new LD. Start at 909, so we'll go down to, oh, I'm sorry, Solo Rogue. If I made you feel better, I spent 760 on Terra's FR, so that make you feel better?
1,100 and then gem pity on Reno.
Yeah, no,
FR.
Mino.
You'll never beat that Tree Void. If you wanna, this is worse than the paying money for Tedious. Actually, you know what? Never mind. Paying real money is always worse.
Oh, hey, Big Mac donated $5. I'm going to use that to get a Big Mac. Question from Big Mac. Stop the presses. Sorry I'm late. Hey, don't be sorry. You're here. You threw $5 our way. Nothing to apologize for. Glad you're here. Do you guys think there will be an exclusive weapon for protagonist and antagonist eventually, since everyone's getting a BT? Oh, like villains get this type of weapon, like kind of like an ultimate weapon for villains or a ultimate weapon for protagonists? You mean like that, or just like different weapon types, like completely new weapon types, one for villains, one for antagonists? Feel free to clarify that, Mac.
I think he's saying like if BTs and used to be for protagonist antagonists only, are they gonna do a new thing like that moving forward?
Yeah, everybody's getting a BT, but will there be a new thing like that? Um. Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna hopefully get C100 pretty soon in JP. So you would think maybe a new weapon tier would be appropriate at that point. There's another question for you, Mino, if you want to answer that.
Oh, sorry. Can you read it? I'm a little distracted right now.
Yeah, Final Asim asks, is the Reno challenge between me and Reno or Mino still up?
Sure.
Yes. What was the Reno challenge?
Reno Saga.
Reno Saga. Okay. Yes, it is. Yeah, no, Black Nero is correct. C100 never. It will be C99. You got to have C99.
BC said that?
Yeah. BC
Fucking
said
trolling.
C100 never.
He's trolling. The devs already said it was going to be C100. Why would they do 99? You guys are dumb.
'99's thematic.
Doesn't make any logical sense. That's so stupid.
The joke,
Thematic? No, get out of here. I hate everybody.
the joke is that nobody knows when it's coming. You know, a lot of stuff, but not a lot of FRs.
You okay over there, Mark?
Yep, I'm just finishing up here the polls and the doing the trying to do the podcast stuff too at the same time. Oh. A lot of LDs. Number of LDs, man. Yikes. Wait for the era that FRs become as awesome as LDs pulling here. C99 problems, but a pity ain't one. What?
That was clever.
That's pretty funny. It's pretty funny from the voice of our generation, or your generation, someone's generation, whatever generation Kanye is. Isn't that what he called himself once? The voice of his generation?
You say so. I'm not commenting on artists anymore after last week's Sia fiasco. That was real bad. I'm just gonna stay out of the spotlight, stay out of the heat for a while.
Well, Kanye West did write one of the best songs ever created, Closed on Sunday. Masterpiece. Closed on Sunday. You my Chick-fil-A. I do love that song, actually. It's.
I think you were gushing about it before when it first came out. I'm not gonna.
It's. I'm sure he wrote it seriously, and I'm sure he means it with integrity, which is even makes it more hilarious because it's the most ridiculously awesome song. If you're not familiar with Closed on Sunday by Kanye West, it's off of his Worship album. Oh, purple. Number 2. We got a couple. And a few more tickets we'll throw out here. 2 FR. So I'm gonna get myself a purple FR, and I don't have ultimate weapons for Garland, but we'll see what we can do in her force time. More sad in the fields. Oh man, Solo Rogue. Solo Rogue, did you spend a lot on this? Is that why you're sad, or just in general you're sad? You feel insignificant next to the power of my pulling. Only happens on stream. If I pull off stream, it's awful. I don't know. I spent 75,000 on Reno and 100,000 on food on stream. I've spent a good chunk of gems this. I spent 340,000 gems since Shinriyu started. That's a good chunk of gems. Good chunk of gems. Oh, 600 tickets and nothing. Ouch. Yeah,
hey,
that sucks.
Oh, I mean that is kind of rough.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, no, that sucks. Yeah, that's bad. Yeah, that's bad. Yep. I mean, you probably got a lot of LDs, but that doesn't make you feel any better, right?
Yeah.
Like that. Because the rates are the same, right?
Yeah.
Last pull. Last pull. Then we'll be done for it. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out. Maybe we can get two FRs on this. Next community stream is when we'll find out if D2D and the bonus ticket missions continue. True. And we're going to check out our global first FR Taro. Final Fantasy 14. It's Totaro. No, it's different.
I would double pity Totoro. That's the only thing I like about FF14.
Which costume?
I don't know.
What's her bonus costume?
But that's like the bonus costume is the Kugane costume, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
for sure.
All right, everybody. Now that we've answered the most important